In today's video, we are going to take a deep dive into some of the traits and behaviors of the female narcissist. Unfortunately, I have a lot of experience dealing with these women, as two of my father's wives, an ex-wife and his current wife, are both full-blown narcissists, and I have had the unfortunate living nightmare of also having an ex-sister and mother-in-law who are also narcissists. One of the reasons that this topic has sparked my attention for this week's video is because my ex's family is being publicly exposed for some very disturbing and pretty disgusting behaviors and beliefs that they have. And for the most part, they've been able to keep these beliefs and behaviors hidden and concealed from their community. I'm not going to elaborate on exactly what that means. However, I will say it has certainly crossed my mind that what they're going through might just be karma in action for all of the horrible and abusive things they have subjected myself and my son to for decades. Most of you know that my ex-husband, and with the help of his family, severely alienated my only child from me for several years. It's incredibly difficult for me to articulate with words the absolute evil nature of what this family has put us through. My son and I survived by the grace of God, however, not without severe trauma and scars that we will likely be trying to heal to some degree for the rest of our lives. My son knows what happened now, and we are closer and stronger than ever, but we never should have been put in that situation. And the extreme psychological abuse my son had to live through will never be, I will never be able to forgive them completely. Also, my ex's sister was instrumental in helping her brother stalk me for years. She has participated in trying to have me falsely arrested for crimes I did not do. She bold-faced lied about me under oath while I was fighting my ex for custody in family court. And she and her mother have smeared me for years to my child and anyone else who will listen. So because of the recent developments with regard to my ex's family being exposed publicly this week, which, by the way, I had absolutely nothing to do with it. I had no part of this. But it got me to thinking about the role the female narcissist plays in the deceit and destruction they participate in to harm or even destroy the lives of other people, while portraying themselves as some kind of a saint and a mother of the year. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, they are the most manipulative, conniving, pathological lying, deceitful, sadistic, and Machiavellian puppet masters working overtime to destroy and annihilate the lives of other people for their own personal gain or for the personal gain of others that they're trying to protect. Even when they know for a fact that the person they're trying to protect is a child-abusing criminal sociopath. So today I'm going to try and shed some light on how these women think and what motivates them and how they operate. But first, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to take a moment and welcome you and invite you to please subscribe and be sure and hit that notification bell because I put out new videos every week. Also, if you are interested in private one-on-one narcissistic abuse recovery coaching with me, please visit my website. It's linked in the description below. So today we are doing a deep dive into the female narcissist, malignant narcissist, and sociopath. Because these women, for the most part, are hidden very, very well in plain sight. Meaning they present incredibly well. They keep their true character hidden where most people never really know who they actually are. In general, at least in my experience, female narcissists are much more sneaky. Many times they care a great deal about their reputation and how people in their community view them and their lives. Usually these women don't care about anything more than they care about their image. And they will go to great lengths to pull the wool over the eyes of people in their community. But there's no truth to that. There's no real substance to these women. They are the definition of superficial, and their entire existence is an act. It's not real. It's complete make-believe. And unfortunately, nothing is more important to these women than keeping the truth of who they really are concealed. That's one of the reasons they viciously attack and smear anyone who gets too close to the truth. If and when that happens, they are willing to do absolutely anything to protect and conceal the reality of who and what they really are. And if they have to destroy this person or people this person loves in the process, they could care less. As long as they accomplish their end goal, nothing and no one is off limits to these women. So now let's get into some of the manipulation tactics these women have perfected into a science that are so effective at keeping their true character hidden. Number one, they will utilize this girl next door image, portraying themselves as some kind of loving, ethical, even a religious or Christian member of their community. And they are very, very good at keeping up the important appearances within their communities in order to try and solidify and sell this lie to the people in their communities and people who also follow them on social media. They will be at every church social, every school event for their children. They will go to the right restaurants and try and mingle with the right people. They will be very cautious to always say and do the right things. However, behind closed doors, they are the definition of a pathological liar and hypocrite. These women practice nothing of what they preach, and they are known for teaching their children to behave in the exact same ways. Also, these women are the most judgmental people on the face of this earth and will badmouth and vilify all kinds of different things until someone they love and want to protect displays the exact behavior they had vilified before. Now, all of a sudden, the exact things they have dehumanized other people for somehow are now not only acceptable, but virtuous. And now their entire position about said topic has suddenly shifted to one of acceptance and virtue. These women are famous for flip-flopping their viewpoints and perspectives about all kinds of things when it all of a sudden is directly connected to them, their offspring, their family members, or people they are associated with. Essentially, they are a public relations manipulating machine where the end goal is always to demonstrate that they are the epitome of what is right, valuable, envied, and superior. As long as they can accomplish that at the end of the day, they don't care how much they lie, how judgmental and cruel they have been to other people, and how utterly hypocritical they are. There is one set of rules for them and another set of rules for everyone else they want to demean, are envious of, or want to harm or hurt. Next, these highly narcissistic and sociopathic women have perfected the art of lying. And I do mean perfected this skill because these women don't have a functioning conscience, meaning they do not feel guilt, remorse, shame, empathy, or compassion for the people they view as the enemy. And they not only don't feel bad for intentionally trying to harm, humiliate, smear, and destroy the lives of people they feel threatened by, but they actually are very proud of the acts of destruction and take great pride in how they successfully accomplished whatever their goal is at the time, which is always, without exception, for personal gain. They enjoy the process. They enjoy kicking back and watching someone else's house and family burn to the ground from the fire they intentionally started. They love to bask in how proficiently they executed their smear campaigns and how they have destroyed the lives of their enemies, all the while lying and manipulating anyone they need to in order to get them on their side. And it's fascinating to watch how genuine these women look to people who have no clue what they're dealing with. They have mastered the act of being a naive, loving, good, concerned, beautiful woman and mother who would never ever do the things that they are absolutely doing. And they do this in full view of everyone involved. And they love nothing more than knowing that their enemy knows exactly what they're doing and being completely powerless to stop it. That's the ultimate high for these women. It's a sick game to them. And they know they have everyone fooled that needs to be, and that the true victims of their hate and jealousy are no match for what they're bringing. These women are seasoned professionals at this game. And usually the people in their crosshairs don't understand this until so much damage and destruction has taken place to their lives and reputation. They are not only powerless to stop it, but sometimes they never ever recuperate from it at all. It's truly heartbreaking to see the catastrophic devastation these women cause to the lives and relationships of the people they want to destroy. Another very common manipulation technique these women have absolutely perfected is the art of love bombing. I cannot stress this enough how proficient they are at love bombing, future faking, and making the target actually believe that they genuinely care about or even love you. They are the queens of love bombing, and they usually have trained everyone in their immediate family on how to love bomb with incredible success as well. You must remember, most targets of these people are going to be the polar opposite of what they are. And unfortunately, most times good people do not consider that someone they are involved with would ever manipulate and mislead them in these ways. We just are not hardwired to think that way, because doing something so horrible is not something that would ever even cross our minds. And because these women usually have this purebred, girl next door, pillar of the community act down so well, the target has no clue they are dealing with a very deceitful, very pathological, and potentially very dangerous woman. Also, keep in mind, all narcissists do something called mirroring, meaning they mirror the exact qualities, interests, character, and values of the person they're wanting to manipulate or control. So an unsuspecting target believes they have met a person or a family who is just like they are. Everything just clicks, and we believe we are in the company of a wonderful person, when the reality is we have just met an Academy Award-winning actress who is actually a calculating con who is manipulating you in the worst ways. Next, and this is a huge manipulation tool all of these types of women use, and that is the use of pity, guilt, and shame to gain control over the person that they have targeted. This, to some degree, is always present with these types of pathological women. So typically, this type of man will be more prone to using fear and intimidation to manipulate and control other people. And this type of woman will use a victim mentality and will try very hard to get you to feel sorry for her, especially if and when she is exposed for some atrocious and cruel act. There will always be a complete lack of accountability for what they have done, and they will present the information in such a way as to provoke you to feel deep sympathy and compassion for what they did. And again, because they are usually a feminine, petite, fragile, attractive woman, this scheme is incredibly effective. So let's say you realize something terrible about the actions or character of a woman like this that you have been in a romantic relationship with. She will now blame her behavior on the way she was raised, or the community she was raised in, or because she had some trauma that happened to her when she was a little girl. And she will rattle off the biggest pity party victim story you have ever heard, which usually will make you feel empathy and compassion for her, many times resulting in you forgiving this woman for her heinous act or even defending her actions. However, unfortunately, the victim pity story she just spoon-fed you is just another tool she has at her disposal in her toolbox to mislead and manipulate you. These types of women are no victims. They are victimizers. And anytime you catch someone doing something horrible, but instead of taking accountability for what they did and letting the consequences of their actions fall where they may, they give you some victim story, shifting blame onto someone or something else as the reason she did what she did. This is a huge red flag. Something else is going on here. So please proceed with caution. So in closing, these are just some of the common manipulation tactics that narcissistic or sociopathic women will use on unsuspecting people. But there are many more, and in my opinion, everyone should become highly educated about the signs and red flags of people with severe personality disorders. Because as I hope I have demonstrated today with this video, these people are masters at manipulation and have developed their phony image for years and years. You must remember, these people are proficient actors. However, eventually, you will see their words and actions do not align. They will be big talkers. They will say all the right things. However, eventually their pathology will reveal itself with some horrific behavior. Base your judgments about people by their actions, not their words, and give yourself plenty of time to get to know someone before you make a commitment or a concrete judgment about their character. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on my other social media platforms. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone.